I'm going to continue working on my unpublished course. I did go ahead and clean up my navigation just a little bit more. So if I click on Student View, you can see that I've got it down to just a few navigation tabs. I can also click on, as a student now, I can click on View Course Calendar. Remember, we put a due date on the discussion board. So I'm on the class calendar. Let's see, it's landing me in August. So I'm going to go ahead and forward to September. And I see that there's an Introduce Yourself assignment in the class calendar. Maybe we want to put a first day of class here. So there are some other things that we can do with that calendar as well. So I'm going to leave Student View. And I want to show you a little bit more about that calendar. So I am in the calendar view here, and I can click on multiple classes. This is why it's nice to have a different color font for your classes. And I can also just do the one that I want. So I really just want to be looking at my Fall 21 class. I can add a calendar item by double clicking on any of the calendar spaces. I'm just going to do an event. I'm not going to put it on the to-do list. I just want to add first day of class. Actually, I already have it there, first day of fall quarter. I'm going to leave the from and to blank since it's an entire day event. So I'll go ahead and hit submit. You'll notice that it also, when I double clicked here, it also gave me an assignment option. I think it's much, much easier to add assignments from, I think I went to one more place and cancel. It's much easier to add assignments from the class itself as opposed to from the calendar. But back on this, I've got first day of the quarter, and I really wanted that Introduce Yourself to be due on the 29th. I can go ahead and click and hold and then drag this to the due date that I want. And it's now changed the due date for the students to the 29th instead. I can do the same thing with this event with the first day of the quarter. Such a nice way of organizing your class. Another way to get things onto the calendar is through assignments. Let's go to the dashboard. I'm going to grab my unpublished class and go into assignments. I like to hide assignments from students because I put the assignments into the modules so they show up in order along with their learning materials. Clicking on assignments is a place where I can create a new assignment. Notice how since I made this one graded, that discussion board Introduce Yourself is showing up. This is also a way to set up your grading categories. So I've got assignments here. I might also want to add a group that's called exams. And whatever other group you want. As I go to the three dots here, I can work on assignment group weights. I'm going to weight them based on assignment groups, and I want assignments to be worth, we'll have this be 50% of their grade, and the exams worth 50% of their grade, and then save. So I'm really setting up the gradebook along with my assignment categories. They're going to get weighted based on how many points you designate for each of these. So I've got the Introduce Yourself assignment. Let's go ahead and add another assignment. So I'm going to add another assignment here, and I'm going to call this one, homework number 1 or something. And I'm going to have this one due on the first Friday of classes, which is this quarter, the 1st. For my classes, I like to make everything due on either a Monday, a Wednesday, or a Friday. Whatever you choose, make sure that it works for you and your course layout, but it's really important to be consistent, especially with an online-only class. If students know when to expect a due date, even if they don't know what's due, they know that they should be checking every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to go ahead and click done, and I want to go ahead and give this one, like 10 points or something. And I can go ahead and click save and publish. I can also click on more options. Clicking on more options allows me to edit this assignment. This is only one way to get into the edit tool for the assignments. I can also get there through a module. assignment is one of the options for adding. So I can say here, please write a paragraph about your first week of the quarter, however you want to do it, right? And then you can add some more things there, of course. I already made it worth 10 points. Submission type. So I'm going to allow students, I want them to do it online. They're not going to turn it in class. If they were turning it in class, you could say no submission, or you could say on paper. I always forget that one. But I want this one to be online. I don't mind if they type it in directly. I also don't mind if they do a file upload. I'm not a fan of website URL because they can give me a Google Doc URL and then get it there by the due date and then actually type it after the due date. So personally, I'm not a fan of website URLs. And then enable Turnitin. That would be something if you were an English professor or looking for some plagiarism. Submission attempts. A lot of times I'll give my students unlimited submission attempts just because things happen, and I'm able to grade their last one really easily when I go to grade it. I can leave everything else here. I've already got the due date. And then I also have this available from and until. This is the due date, but if I want to allow students to work on it after the due date, I can go ahead and let them work on it until, say, let's see, that was going to be due October 1st. Let me go to October. Maybe I want to give them through the following Wednesday for some late submissions or something. This will still show up. After October 6th, this assignment will no longer be accessible to your students. I'm going to go ahead and click Save, or you can click Save and Publish, either one. And I've created this assignment, but it doesn't really live anywhere right now. So I'm going to go into Modules, and I am going to create a new module that's called Week 1. Now I like to have things due Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This one is due on Friday. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one. So add assignment, and notice how this assignment shows up. You can also create an assignment from here. I'm going to go ahead and add homework 1. I'm going to indent this one 2 levels, and I'm going to add item. Up above this, I'm going to add a text header, and I'm going to call this text header due Friday. And I don't want to indent that one. Don't indent, add item. Notice the order is a little bit funky, so let me go ahead and move this around. I also want some learning material to go along with this, so I'm going to add a page. Add a page. Create page, and the page name is going to be lesson number 1. Maybe be a little more specific than that. But lesson number 1, I'm going to go ahead and indent this 2 levels. Okay, it's really nice though, even though I'm not being super specific. Homework 1 goes with lesson 1, so at least there's that. Okay, so let me move this one down. And for lesson number 1, gosh, there's so many things that you can do. Maybe you want your students to read out of the book. I'm more a fan of giving students videos, and I've made students videos that I posted on YouTube. Maybe you want them to watch a YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and go into YouTube. You can grab any video from YouTube. I am going to grab one of my own videos once it loads here. So I'm going to grab one of my own videos, your channel. You can grab anything. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's see, it doesn't really matter, adding and deleting videos to Canvas. I'm going to grab this one. Pause. This might be a video you've created. It might be a video that you found on YouTube that you really like. So YouTube is a great source for you. You can also create videos using our Panopto recording software, and I've got some more, another tutorial for that one. But if you're using a pre-existing one, I've got my YouTube video here. I'm going to click on Share, Embed, and then copy. I want this to show up on my lesson page. So I'm going to click Edit to get that rich text editor. Once it pops up, I'm just going to give them a little introduction. Watch this video before attempting homework number 1. And maybe you want to print these guided notes to follow along. And you can add a file right here. So you could do insert, let's see what I want, insert document, and then you can upload a document. I'm not going to, but I really want to go ahead and insert my video. So I'm going to go Insert, Embed. Embedded code goes right here, and I'm going to Control V. Remember, I copied that before with a Control C, Control V as in Victor, and then Submit. So I've got my video right here for students to watch. That's one way to insert a YouTube video or any video that gives you embedded code. You could also go to the video here, go to Share, and maybe instead you want to share the link. So you can copy the link, go back to your lesson. This would be option 2, same video. And I just went ahead and did Control V, V as in Victor, to copy the link. And I'm going to hit Enter. So if I hit Save and Publish, you can see what this guy looks like. So here's my embedded video. And when I just put the link in, I got this smaller video. But students can watch it and enlarge it. They can also watch it directly on YouTube. But you can see why I embedded that video. There are so many options for incorporating video lessons. So we will be looking at external resources. We'll also look at how to create your own videos in Zoom or Panopto, but that's really for those of you that are teaching online courses. I also use videos when I'm teaching an on-campus course. There's many times when I just won't get to a solution or to a homework question that a student has asked. I run out of time, so I'll make a video and post it in the Canvas class. Let's go back to assignments. So if I go back to assignments, I've got my assignment categories. I have homework number 1, which notice is not published, so I should probably publish that one. These should now show up in the gradebook. So let's go ahead and click on Grades. So now they're showing up here in my gradebook. I'll give you another tutorial, so we'll look specifically at the gradebook and all of the ins and outs in the next video.